North American's Red Zerg spawning on the top side of this Shattered Temple. This is, of course, guys, map 2. And IdrA's very own Thorzain as well is our Blue Terran spawning on the bottom side. For the people who are wondering how are both of these guys doing in the regular season so far, neither of them is having the run that you expect them to do. Certainly because both players managed to make it to the finals of Season 2. Actually, both players survived their first round as well at the finals. I think IdrA made it into the round of 8 and Thorzain even made it into the round of 4. So both these guys, well, you would expect them to do very well in the regular season, but so far Thorzain is 2-3 and IdrA is 2-2, so neither of them had a very successful season.
Yeah, they've had some struggles, and there's been some upsets along the way. Nobody really predicted Lowly to beat Thorzain, but Lowly did his homework and did beat Thorzain, amazingly. And along with some other tough games, Thorzain suddenly finds himself in a really awkward position in terms of his standing in the group. IdrA, I think, just mentally right now is just not happy with his own gameplay, and it's very, very hard to play well when you don't have that sort of mental balance.
And you know what probably doesn't help either is IdrA is really of a guy who has a player in this, when he thinks about his opponent, when he thinks about the guy he's about to play, and then he thinks, okay, is this guy actually really good or not? And as far as I know, that IdrA thinks actually quite highly of Thorzain, and with the way that he's in his current shape, he probably doesn't really go into this match with a lot of confidence, because A, perhaps he's not that confident in general right now, and certainly B, not when he plays against a player that even he considers as a good player.
Yes, yes.
And well, you have to be pretty special to be considered as a good player by IdrA. That's not going to make things easier.
Yeah, and I mean that may be coming through a little bit in his choice of build order, choosing to go for what was almost an all-in in game number 1. He turned it into a pretty solid transition. But I mean, you could see that he was behind in the way that game played out because he was completely incapable of slowing down Thorzain's expansion. So while IdrA was able to recover, he wasn't able to sort of check his opponent at all.
So unless you're going to play like Lowly Man, what do you think is the best way to deal with this triple orbital opening from Thorzain? Because Thorzain seems to really, really love it, and it seems to be safe against at least mid-game timings. I mean, Mutas might not necessarily be the best thing because Terran's going to have so many minerals because of the triple orbital.
Yeah, I don't think Mutas is a good choice at all. I've always talked about how I love mid-game Banelings, but Thorzain is one of the guys that loves to get tanks out pretty quickly, so I don't think that's the answer here. I think the answer is very, very fast 4-base with Broodlords, which is something that
so you kind of play it out like a PvZ where the Protostake, or a CVP where the Protostakes are very quick.
And this is something I've actually discussed quite a bit with Nurture because I've struggled against this kind of Terran play a lot. I mean, it was just a few weeks ago.
Quite a few Zerglings, man. From he's gonna hope. Let's take a look from Thorzain's point of view. Is Thorzain gonna pay attention? Yeah, he is gonna pay attention. But he might actually be forced to cancel.
I think he will be forced to cancel. Ling's gonna immediately go to work here. Hellions have not popped out yet. That command center is taking some substantial damage. It's gonna be close, Kev.
It's gonna be really close. Here are the two Hellions. They're gonna line up.
IdrA doing some good. Micro needs to kill the SCVs
so
though.
Close.
And the SCVs show up just in time. And the Hellions will clean it up. A really good move by IdrA. Damn close.
Really, really close.
The command center is saved, and it was as close as saying the two Lings that poked up the ramp, if they were there the whole time, I think that command center dies.
It went all the way down to around 30 HP.
It had one little bar of health.
If those remaining SCVs wouldn't have came back, then I think he was going to be forced to cancel, or it would have just died. I must say, very bold by Thorzain right there to realize that the expand was actually not going to die and just let it go. Because if you lose 400 minerals in this phase of the game, that's pretty huge. Yeah,
but in spite of that, IdRA's still in a nice position. He's already got 4 queens, and is going to be very, very well equipped to just drone up right now. The new queen, excellent against Hellions, and as long as he leaves some Lings up the top of his ramp, or at least just in the vicinity, there's very little chance of a run-by working out.
Not just against Hellions, man. Like, the new queen became better against pretty much everything.
Yeah,
besides other queens.
It's good. It's really good. Back to the original question about triple orbital, in spite of the fact that Thorzain's not playing that right now. Fast Broodlord tech is just, it's good against it, because when Terran makes that investment, it's hard for them to have units out. So. And
you know who's the king of super quick Broodlords against Terran, right? At least in Europe.
You're talking about Tifel.
Yeah. And I like it now, man, because Tifel actually went to MLG Spring Arena #2, so we are not the only two North Americans anymore who actually know who Tifel is.
Did you just call yourself a North American? Yeah. I love it. Get that man a blue book.
I'm not sure if I'm there yet, Ben, but...
Thorzain's going for what I think we can call the MVP timing, where he just skips marine upgrades and gets very, very fast siege modes with siege tanks. We're going to see a push around 8 minutes and 30 seconds.
I kind of like that because of the way that the opening played out right now. He probably realized that IdrA spent a lot of early game larva on Zerglings, so he's going to be able to try to drone up very hard behind that. We can see that in the production tab right now. IdrA doesn't even control the middle of the map right now with the sun because of the Hellions.
Map control. He has no idea that this is coming, and I don't think he has a hope or prayer of stopping it. Though somehow he feels it, and he's throwing in a spine crawler right now.
Yeah, but it's the same moment as he's also going to expand. He does have those 3 queens, Ben, but that's literally it. And Zergling speed is so far off.
Just how good are the new queens, Kev? We're about to find out. As this is a nasty, nasty push. No banelings, no speed, no upgrades. It's just slowlings.
And 5 queens. 5 queens is a lot.
It's going to be close.
Yeah, I actually really think it is going to be sort of close, man. Call me crazy. And you just met me, but I think it's going to be close.
GG maybe? We're going to have to wait and see. Tanks are being leapfrogged forward. Thorzain reinforcing with 4 Marines and siege tanks with every production cycle. That spine should move back one more time. Come on, IdrA. You've got to keep that spine crawler alive. Instead, he's going to drop a transfusion.
He has a lot of those, man, with those 5 queens.
Yeah, he does, but there's another good transfuse. Lings are going to come and try and engage. Excellent transfusion by IdrA, but he's now out of energy.
Now he's gonna have to pick at least 1 tank off. It's not good. It's just not going to work. IdrA calls GG after all.
It's not that close after all.
All the Zerglings died.
Slowlings just don't have it, and Thorzain with a great push.
I was like super tongue twisted over there. There were like so many things going on. I was still like,
and you wanted to say them all at once.
Yeah, I wanted to say it all. He had to pick off, like I was trying to say that he really had to pick off a tank. And he also, I like the surround. The surround was okay, or at least like he brought in the units at the right time. He had 5-6 queens with a lot of energy, and I thought he might have been able to pick off at least 1 or 2 tanks so he could slow Thorzain down. But it was just not going to work.
No, the answer to a push like that is patience. It's not to engage. I think
I always just engage. When
most of us do. I would have done the same thing Greg did. But when you're in that situation, you've got to keep falling back. Let the hatchery start taking hits. Wait until the last possible second, and then maybe Ling speed finishes. Maybe your +1 carapace finishes. Maybe you've got enough energy for 6 transfusions instead of 4, and maybe you hold when engaging without speed. Probably not the best choice, but IdrA does all that he can do.